Jacoby Brissett, week 1 starting quarterback, Zo.
Yeah, I think it's the way we felt yesterday, right? When he talked about it and sort of interjected like, hey, let's not forget here. We look at the entire scope of things. There's other factors that lay into it. When you say it that way and you frame it that way, that favors the veteran. That does. The guy that's been around, the guy that's seen more. And we know it's going to be Drake's team at some point. But I think he's a little pissed off. Meaning Gerard, that the timeline of this, that and you could complain about the timeline. You can. And there's many reasons that you can. Because, have they wavered? Should you say a guy outplayed another guy and then you're going to still go with the other guy? You could all argue that. You could argue that he says too much. But I know for a fact that they were not told until today. I do know that.
Okay.
The team was told. He wanted to, and everybody said, well, he did this yesterday because Bill did this and he doesn't have to talk till next week, so he doesn't have to face the press. No, that is not the case. He wanted to tell the press it, but he wanted to tell the team first. First team meeting was today. So the 2 players were told this morning early, and then the team was told. I think he's pissed off it got out at 8:10. And who the hell leaked it to Schefter and Rap Sheet and Pelissero or whoever, or Jeremy Fowler, I'm sorry, excuse me, that Schefter attached it to? Because I think he wanted to break the news. He wanted to tell those reporters that sat in an hour and a half of traffic to go down there and get the news again after they were there yesterday for a press conference. Beat reporters that are there every day, missing weekends with their family. And then it's shoveled to 2 national guys 20 minutes before you want to break it to your press. I think that's why it was so quick. Meaning 70 plus seconds. I'm in, I'm out. I want to tell you guys, I'd elaborate more, but shoot, somebody gave it to someone. And you better tighten it up down there.
So you don't think Gerard Mayo leaked that to Schefter?
No. Why would he have a press conference then? That defeats the purpose of him wanting to timeline it and do it his way. It's like, well, someone's going to slide it out to me, then I'm only going to get up there for 70 seconds and give the news that it was already been given. Way to take the air out of the balloon, guys. This is what I expected. I expected it was going to be Brissett today.
Yeah, for sure.
It's finality. Yeah. So Jacoby Brissett's your starter, until this thing unravels, and that's the way it's going to be.
Not surprising that he was obviously named the quarterback. Like you said, we carried that press conference live here on Zolak and Bertrand yesterday, and it was pretty obvious if you read the tea leaves there that it was going to be Jacoby Brissett that was named the starting quarterback. But the last 24 hours, to your point, Zoe, a little bit, I do think speaks to some dysfunction and just overall questions about the organization as a whole moving forward here that I would have more concerns about, more so than Jacoby Brissett versus Drake May itself. And whether that is the fact that, like you said, maybe this got leaked before Gerard Mayo actually spoke and he's upset about that. Does Gerard Mayo want to go with a different quarterback, and that's why he's saying things earlier in the week and last week about Drake May outplaying Jacoby Brissett recently, but still going with Jacoby as the starting quarterback? It feels like there is some dysfunction there, too.
What is this from Mark Daniels here?
So Jacoby Brissett's meeting with the media right now at his locker, and he has just said, we had an official conversation because you all wanted them to make an announcement.
Who? The press? They're putting this on the press?
Mayo's the one who did this the whole entire time.
What is he talking about? Gerard Mayo's been loud and clear in this that he said it. I'm going to name a starter tomorrow. He didn't announce a press conference. The team did last night in email.
The Patriots have set every expectation of all of this.
The press didn't say anything or ask anything.
Why would they even mention the media?
It is a conversation if you've got 2 quarterbacks and you get the number 3 pick and a veteran. Which guy's starting? Someone's got to name a starter. It's not the press.
That's what I mean. We don't even know who's
How's
in
this
charge.
on the press?
So I think that's Jacoby Brissett saying that I was always going to be the starting quarterback, right? So that's why he says we had an official conversation because you all wanted to make an announcement. So this
is another thing where he's getting territorial over this, which is good.
Yeah.
Because if you're the guy, act like the freaking guy. And I think this is part of why they want May to do. They want May not to accept being the number 2 guy. Grab it, man. Grab it by both horns. Go get it. It's yours. One guy plays, man. There's 1 of 32. There ain't 64 that plays. There's 1 of 32. And Jacoby is 1 of 32. Whether you like it or not, it's his. And he should be territorial. I don't get it. I'm the starter. You all want him to announce it. Maybe. That's a good point, McCone.
You guys like the decision that Jacoby's going to be starting week 1?
I think you have no choice. Like, okay, May has come on. Things change in the regular season.
Yeah.
Okay, it's, I played them both. They're night and day. There's game plans that happen. There's people that know what you do and don't do well, and they know how to attack it in this league. And they can make you pay for it. And you got a lot of uncertainty with this team on offense. You got questions at receiver. You got questions up front. And then you want to throw a 21-year-old in there? See, you go with him, you can't rip him out. If you're going with him, you're going to let him fail until he figures it out. And that is part of the learning process. That's how you get experience. That is necessary. But I think you're saving him from getting his head cut off, somewhat. I'm in. I want to see the kid play. I do. That's the way I feel. I think in a better world where this was your program and you instituted, this has been your offense for 3 or 4 years, and your offensive line has some experience, then you draft a kid third. I think that's a different situation where you're putting them in day one because you have stability somewhat within the program. Right now you have instability. The reason Coach isn't here, Coach Belichick, is this offense hasn't done jack since Tom Brady has left. And they've tried multiple different things. And you're on to plan number 3 here, post Brady, offensively. Whether it's Billy O'Brien, whether it's Matt Patricia, whether it's Josh McDaniels, Mac's rookie year. I mean, you're talking about really the fourth. This is the 4th change offensively since Brady's left. So if you had stability, I think maybe then you roll with the kid. Right now, it's a fire drill somewhat. And the veteran has to go in and maintain a sense of peace. And it might not be pretty, but he's got to go out there and play relaxed and calm everyone down. Because I think panic could take off here if the kid goes in and it's disarray.
Yeah, Tim, I thought this is what the move would have been. It's the easiest decision for Gerard Mayo.
It's been their plan from day one.
But it doesn't fall on Mayo. And we're going to be doing that this year. Again, for the Jacoby Brissett media thing, that's another story.
Yeah.
But just as far as announcing Jacoby Brissett, it was the easiest decision for Mayo, even though he said we and then I, which, again, who's in charge here? My only thing is to Zoe's point that he just mentioned. He said he wanted to tell the players first, and then they told the media. I'm curious how the players reacted to this today. And I'm sure a lot of them support Brissett.
Yeah.
But there might be some guys in there who know Drake May is probably ready to go, but the team isn't.
I think you'd have more division within, if there even is any division, if this was a 50-50 competition. Jacoby Brissett's been running with the one since day one.
Well, didn't this happen last year? Wasn't there people in the locker room? Some wanted Zappy, some wanted Mac.
Yeah, because they know that, okay, Mac's making the same mistakes over and over and it's killing us. They wanted Zappy. Yeah.
And the defense didn't want Mac Jones as the quarterback anymore.
Nope.
So is that still in that locker room? Is there still that divide for the way they?
That's not me saying that. That's Devin McCourty saying that. That started a year ago.
Yeah.
But there was a split between the two.
Yeah.
That's.
I don't think at this point, though, Joe, that you have that right now. Like, to Zoe's point, the fact that Jacoby's been running with the ones the whole time throughout training camp, I don't think you're at this point. I think if you start to struggle a few weeks in, then you sort of have that conversation. But I also saw a tweet from Kyle Brandt, and he said Drake May won the job. The rest of the Pats roster lost it for him. I don't know if it's that extreme. I do think Drake May flashed over the last couple of weeks and made this thing a competition.
Drake May's doing what he has to do.
Yeah.
And Jacoby Brissett kind of is, too. Like, this is the way Jacoby plays. Like, you're seeing it. We haven't seen May. We kind of have seen him flash in some games and some practices, like some wow moments, but you salivate and you want more because that's what fans want to see the kid. That's what you want.
Yeah.
You get excited about the picks. Now, number 3 pick's not going to play.
Can I just bring up one other thing?
Yeah.
I heard I was driving in listening to the guys this morning, and then I heard him walk off, and then the one you just played, there were questions after. So I thought
as he was walking off? What do you mean?
Yeah, I remember he said, all right, and then he kind of walked off podium. I didn't hear anyone ask any questions, but coming back, I just heard people follow up with questions.
He answered 2 questions in the press conference.
Okay.
Yeah. And then that was it.
That's it. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
But and I say, why was it like that? So I start timelining it. I don't have a problem that he announced it today because he didn't speak to the team yet. First team meeting was today. I mean, he's kind of Gerard has kind of created the situation where you talk about one guy outplaying another, and
yes,
it is a competition. He's let that float out there. It seems like Jacoby Brissett has gotten another form of feeling the way things have went. Like, I've been the number one guy. You, the press, asked for the press didn't ask for this. The head coach talked about it, that this was a competition. He was asked directly, is there a chance Drake can play? Yeah, there's a chance he can play week 1. So now everybody's like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, that's not a manufactured
That is not a manufactured thing in the press.
No.
So I don't understand that narrative that's out there. But I have no problem Mayo announcing it today. I guess you give him credit because, Bill would have not said anything and wouldn't have to do he would only have to do the required 1 week.
Yeah.
Probably I would wait till next week and Bill would do it, and there wouldn't be one today. Mayo at least showed up today and did it. And then I look at the timeline. I think he's a little pissed off 20 minutes prior that it's announced on Twitter. Hey, if you like that clip, check out more videos from Zolak and Bertrand right here. For more Patriots analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.